right. So we're here with Sarah Klein, and Sarah has been doing coaching with Pure Romance. Gosh, Sarah, how many years has it been?
I think we're going on year 7.
Holy cow, I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
I know.
But truth be told, you feel like you've been part of the family forever. So it's been a quick 7 years.
Yep.
And your name is very well known in our sales force as one of the coaches.
Thank you.
So they love coaching with you.
Uh,
And we're talking about expanding our coaching program with people that are up and coming, especially those that are hitting advanced director level and above. So we're going to be ramping things up. And I just wanted to get your perspective on how can people really leverage a coach and really work with a coach well. So who do you think should consider coaching?
I think anybody that is really hungry in this business and has skin in the game, but doesn't necessarily know how to get from point A to point B. And what a coach can do is really assist with a strategic plan. And I think the word strategic is really important. It's one thing to have goals, it's one thing to have vision, but we need to be really strategic so we can get you where you want to go as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Strategy is one of my favorite words because it really is actionable. It's instead of just having the dream board or all of these goals written on paper, it's actually steps on how you're going to get there. So important.
Exactly. Yep, so
So
important.
I'd love for you to brag on some of the success stories you've seen. Like, what are some of the changes you've seen with people that have coached with you?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of clients who have been able to get to a certain position in the company sort of on a whim, with great energy and with great heart, but absolutely no plan, no foundation in their business. And so I say to them often, you're not running a company or an organization, you're running a lemonade stand out of your house. And how do we formalize this and really make it a scalable business? And you can create that foundation. It doesn't matter if you're 2 weeks into the business or 12 years into the business, you can create a strong, solid foundation with real intention at any point. And so some of my greatest success stories have been people that have gotten to a certain level sort of on that whim, but we can really build that foundation stronger and with intention, and then you just see them take off.
It's so important, and it's amazing how many success stories we do see with people who get focused and get clear and that are willing to take the action. The other thing they're really willing to do as well is to be open to feedback. So, talk to me about how important that is in a coaching relationship.
It's so important. And my clients always joke with me, you're the only person that could say that to me because I create this trusting relationship. And then I'm able to say, listen, if you keep doing what you're doing, I can already tell you you're not going to get anywhere. And they're able to hear that because they know I'm fully invested in their businesses as if it is my own. I do it with great heart and great passion. And there's that trusting relationship, and I'm walking it with them, but I need them to meet me halfway. And so there is an immense amount of trust that has to happen so that I can be that truth teller in their life and in their business so that we can break through. And that's the name of the game, is being somewhere different, 2 weeks from now, 30 days from now, 60 days, 90 days, a year than we are right now. And that's something my clients hear me say all the time. How are you in a different place than when we last talked? How did you get out of your comfort zone? How did you grow?
So comfort zone is such a big thing to coaching, and that dance with a coach and somebody who's driving to get to a different place. I know you personally have pushed yourself out of your comfort zone in so many ways over the last few years.
Yeah.
How do you help somebody push themselves out of their comfort zone?
I think it's about trust with the person asking you to get out of your comfort zone. And it's also that hunger, to get somewhere better and get somewhere different. So I think that I get them to trust me to do it by really helping them see what the benefit will be and getting them to understand that without pushing to our edge and pushing out of our comfort zone, we can't get to where we want to go. And so their desire to arrive at that place is so strong, and we really build that up that they're willing to take that risk.
It's not always comfortable, but I believe trust is a really important part of that, because if you know the coach has your best interest in heart and they want to see you succeed, it's not always easy to hear the feedback or to be pushed and stretched. But man, some amazing things can happen in a business, for sure. I'm a firm believer that somebody's strength can also sometimes show up as a weakness if they might overuse that strength. So I'm thinking about things of feeling that level of control, or maybe even work ethic, that they've got to do everything for themselves, or a lack of ability to ask for help. Do you see that happen within our sales force?
All the time, and big names in this business, you would be shocked at how they're running it without assistance. They're running it, they're new moms trying to be a full-time stay-at-home mom and a full-time consultant with no nannies, no assistants, no help, no house cleaners. So we do an exercise pretty early on where we look at that, and it becomes very apparent that you are not able to put your foot 100% on the gas when you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, quite frankly. So I always say, do you think Chris and Cheryl, are sorting the mail? Are they cleaning the bathrooms? Are they stocking the fridge with the food, right? So you can't do everything. You have to be freed up to be able to drive the business. And so you bring in wonderful support people whose job it is to do those things, and who are great at those things. And I don't know that there's ever a point that it's too early to get support, whether it be from a spouse or a friend or a family member, so that you can spend your time driving the business and doing those income producing activities.
Yeah. Talk to me about accountability, because it's a buzzword, I think, in society as a whole. Like, if somebody could help hold me accountable, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so it's amazing. I use the word discipline. It's amazing to look and to really kind of dive into where that person's discipline level lies. Are they intrinsically disciplined? Is it something they have to work at? And entrepreneurs in general, very few people in the world are entrepreneurs. It's like 2%. I think the number is growing just because of economics. But very few people are entrepreneurs, because to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have that discipline. And sometimes that can be really hard to do for yourself. And so that's where we bring in a coach. That's where we bring in accountability buddies to keep you in line as it relates to your discipline. Because a pure romance business without discipline isn't going to go anywhere. Or if it does, it's not going to live up to its truest potential. And so accountability and discipline, I kind of use as buddies, and we need one, and then we need the other to be that system of checks and balances.
So let's say you could give advice to all of the consultants out there and how they show up as their best self in coaching. What are some of the things that you see people do that make them very coachable, if you will?
Yeah, they're first of all, they're committed to this business and they really, really want it. So one conversation I have early on is, let's just be honest about what you want. Be honest with me and be honest with yourself. I think sometimes people say they want all these things but aren't willing to do the work. So let's set some goals based on what you're actually willing to do, and be honest with me about it so that I can help get you there. And so we get really raw and honest about, what do you really want? Why are you really doing this? And why are you getting up every day to do this? And so my first piece of advice is showing up to the table with that openness, to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be honest with yourself, and to be committed. Committed and open to feedback. So I say committed, coachable, and aware. If you're committed to this business, if you're coachable, if you want to get better and you're willing to say, I don't know all the ways to do that. And I am open to feedback that I'm not doing everything perfectly. And then just awareness of how you're showing up in the world, what kind of energy you're bringing to your team, what kind of energy you're bringing to your parties. And so with those three things, I think somebody can take their business absolutely anywhere that they want it to go.
All right. So, any last words of advice for somebody out there considering a coaching program?
I would say nobody gets to the Olympics without a coach, right? And nobody becomes the best of the best without a coach. And every top level, high performer in any industry has that trusted advisor or coaching relationship. And so if you think you can go it alone, you can up until a certain point, but you're gonna need that other voice driving you to meet your biggest and best potential.
Well, we are so super happy that you're part of our coaching team here. Only the best of the best get to be in front of Sarah Klein. So you are one of the coaches that we will have working with our new advanced directors. Yet another reason why you move up levels with Pure Romance and you drive for that life by design, the life that you're going after. So we thank you for being part of the family, and we encourage all the consultants out there to go after your goals and make it happen.
Thank you.
Brittany, how we doing today? Good?
Yes, doing awesome. How are you doing, Chris?
I cannot complain. I'm super excited to be talking as we're talking about the Catalyst coaching program that we're going to be offering here in the future at Pure Romance for advanced director, senior director. I know that you're a big time believer in coaching, aren't you?
Absolutely, 100%.
Now, so talk a little bit about group coaching, because that's going to be an element. Right now, you're doing some group coaching. Talk a little bit about what that is like. How is it working with other like-minded individuals like yourself? And has that really kind of helped you with catapulting your business?
Yes, for sure. So this group coaching session has been everything and more for my business, not only personally, but professionally as well. So with the coaching session, I think the thing that I love about the most is having an accountability group of like-minded women that are there to support you every step of the way. We inspire one another. We share ideas and tips and tricks to help our business, explode. And if I say I'm going to do something, then I'm going to have my business coach or one of the ladies in this group call me out and be like, Brittany, did you do X, Y, and Z? Did you commit to that process? Did you follow through? So that accountability has been huge, and it's just holding me reliable and accountable to what I say that I'm going to do for my business. The other thing is sharing ideas, things that maybe I would not have thought of. When I hear one of my peers share it, I'm like, man, I really need to start implementing that. Why have I never thought about that? And vice versa. If I share something, some of the girls may be like, wow, I really need to start doing that. So it's just bouncing ideas off one another. And this coaching has been everything and more.
Let me ask you this question, because a lot of people, especially with being a home-based business, you don't have to go into an office. How important is that for you having this connection with them to even keep you motivated on, say, not even just the great ideas and not even the the accountability, but also just this sense of probably motivation to do the work?
Yes, for sure. So I know when I wake up in the morning, I've got to get busy. I've got to, put my blinders on and stay focused, because I know I'm going to have a call coming up, and I know that I've got to be able to let them know everything that I've done. And it's really just, I think it all boils down to self-motivation. And when you're in a group of like-minded ladies, that is in itself just huge.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, it has been a fantastic, what you've done with the group. Have you seen this have an impact on your actual personal sales, team sales, recruiting? Has there, I know it's great to have discussions. I know it's great to have the accountability, but have you really seen improvements?
Yes, absolutely have. So there's strength in numbers. My personal sales have skyrocketed. My personal recruiting has skyrocketed, and our team sales are definitely way higher than they were last year at this time.
Well, hey, Brittany, we appreciate you taking time on Live, Love, Win. We appreciate this. Are you super excited about the advancement bonuses and what you're seeing with, advanced director, senior director, and senior consultant and director bonuses?
Oh my gosh, I am so like through the roof right now. These bonuses are like none other. We are truly spoiled by corporate and pure romance, and our teams are so excited to start advancing and moving up into leadership positions.
Well, good. Well, we appreciate you taking your time today. Thanks so much, and have a great, great night. Have a great week, and enjoy the holidays with the family.
Thank you so much. Same to y'all.
All right, hey, listen, I have got a rock star, Ashley Cohen from Columbus, Ohio, that's here today to talk about, our coaching program for our advanced directors, our newly promoted senior directors. Ashley, what's shaking?
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Good, good. So I know that you are in a coaching program with a lot of like-minded business owners like yourself. You're now launching some of this, coaching programs through what we're doing. How have those, group coaching sessions worked for your business?
So I didn't even know that group coaching was an option. And then I got thrown into it and I was like, heck yes, I have no clue what I'm getting into. And this has turned out to be the biggest blessing the company has offered to me thus far. And you can't put a tangible value on something like the group coaching that's offered. Now, whoever's facilitating your group is amazing. First of all, I know there's a couple of options. I've been working with Sarah Klein, and she 100% is someone who is worried about your mind, body, soul, and business, and wants to make sure that you as a person, everything is executed at a 10 out of 10 every single time. And that's something that truthfully I wasn't doing. So it's helped me refine myself, fine tune what I've been doing so that I can start building this empire. Your base has to be really wide and set really well for you to be able to build on top of that. So that's what I've been doing for the last year and a half. Now let me tell you a little bit about the girls I've been working with. I have not been someone who really had my tribe, if you want to use that word,
Yep.
for a while. And, trying to figure out who did I align myself with. Now, we got handpicked to be with this group, and it was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I needed these people. I didn't know that there were other women hustling along the same path and having the same dreams and kind of experiencing the same challenges that I was going through, and women who wanted to grow at exponential pace. So being around those women challenged me and brought so much value over the last year and a half and I'm blessed to be a part of this again for a few more months where I just am absorbing everything. This is one of the most pivotal points in my business to take me from growing as a future leader to now as a dominating leader in the business.
I would say definitely dominated leader is for sure. I mean, that's no doubt. And what do you think about as far as the accountability side? Do you believe that helps you be more accountable? You've always been a great business owner, but does that little group or little pressure or knowing, oh man, I got to go in front of my tribe, does that have anything that kind of pushes you one way?
100% it does, because now I have this group of cheerleaders as well. So it's not necessarily I'm doing it out of fear or, embarrassment or anything like that, but it's like, man, there is this group that is cheering so loud for me right now, and they want me to succeed just as much as I want to succeed and hit my goals too. So now I'm not doing it just for me. I'm doing it for the whole team. We're like, this is all of us. We have all invested in each other to hit this growth. And it is unbelievable to have women being like, listen, you said you were going to do this. Let's make it happen. How are we going to get there? It's not just me anymore. Now it's the team. So what can we add value to you so that you can hit your goals? We're all in this together. And it's just really cool.
What do you mind doing something? How do you feel about the senior consultant and director bonus? How's your feeling on that? Those bonuses?
They're amazing. Is this a question?
Okay, I want to ask you, have you put any context about how you might, how are you looking at this bonus now that it's launching? You've had maybe a little bit of time to think about it. How do you see that bonus? How are you going to work that into your team? And have you given any thought about how you might be looking at utilizing that?
So here's the thing. I know when ladies are growing in leadership that they're looking for that bonus. And, they're looking for the money now and they want that residual money. So how can you work smarter? And that's what we preach a lot. Now I can actually change their mindset to say, hey, look, it's not just hitting it. Like, we're looking at long term here, because someone is giving you $500, $1,000 just for consistently doing your job. That's what you're supposed to do. So now they have a bigger reason. Like, there's more at stake for them to continue to grow and to hit these big, well, they're not even big, right? But to hit your first level of leadership. And then the next one, it's small little changes that they can do in their business that pay off huge in their results. So we're just blessed to have those bonuses.
I know, because I know you're a great recruiter, you're a great team builder, and being able to lever, somebody, especially in this gig economy we got going on right now. People want to know, like, okay, what happens when I hit those leadership ranks and hitting that first $500? Both you as the sponsor and her, there's that mutuality of interest. So everybody working together, it's going to be a pretty cool feeling when somebody's able to achieve that bonus. And I totally agree with you. It's people want to know exactly what it is that they're making, and they feel progress.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So one of the big things, I think you talked about mutuality of interest, that as a sponsor, I think it's important for me to put my, eye on that prize secondary, because for me, it's about my girls and they have to promote. And I'm like, man, that's just cool. Like, it's just icing on the cake that I get that bonus, but my interest is, really focused on her and how can I build a leader and how can I change someone's life? Because $500, you think about all of the people that you're meeting, what $500 could do for someone. I mean, that bonus is just amazing. That's something that everyone could use a little extra of. And so that's life changing. Just that small little bonus. And it's really not that hard to attain. So, oh man, I'm just excited for my girls.
Ashley Clowen, I appreciate your time today. We appreciate you getting on Live, Love, Win and doing this for us. Thank you so much. And I know that now you get 2 thumbs up for absolute coaching in our advancement program here at Pure Romance.
Absolutely. See ya.